Hi, welcome back to Peachy Pilates. I'm Lindsay. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to do what I like to call my small ball sculpt. So all you'll need is one of these small ball, not all the way full, you'll see. We're going to do a total body series here. You're going to feel nice, strong, strengthened after this series. We're going to start lying on our back on the mat. The ball is going to come right in between our inner thighs. Your feet are grounded. Your knees are bent. You're lying in your nice neutral spine. To start here, just gonna find some nice deep breaths. Big inhale through the nose, big exhale through the mouth. Now, as you breathe, can you start to add a little squeeze on that ball? So as you exhale, inner thighs will draw together. Start to feel your midline ignite. Inhale to let go of that squeeze gently, and then exhale to find that pressure through the inner thighs. Focusing on strengthening the pelvic floor here, I want you to feel the lift through the deepest layers of the abdominals. Letting your body know we're going to start to move. We're going to get working here. We'll do 2 more like this. Next time, you're going to hold the squeeze on that ball. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, I want you to draw the small of your back down for the mat, finding that imprint shape, buttoning the back of your belly button down. Taking an inhale to pause. On the exhale, you're going to peel the spine away from the mat, 1 bone at a time, finding your nice high bridge. Taking an inhale at the top, and then exhaling to melt it right back down, 1 vertebra at a time, as if you're placing Velcro back down in its place. Same thing, 1 more time. Draw the belly button down. Tuck the pubic bone up towards the sky. Peel up and away. Feel the glutes, backs of the thighs turn on, and then roll it right back down. Taking an inhale at the bottom, exhale, peel it up to that bridge. Hold yourself up in that bridge. Find your inner thighs. Find the pressure across the backs of the arms, opening up your collarbone. Squeezing and releasing on that ball. We're here for 4. We're here for 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold that squeeze. Take an inhale. On the exhale, can you lift both heels up high for the sky? Calf raise. Lower them down with control. Lift both heels up and lower down. So just like you peeled your spine away from the mat, can you peel the foot away from the mat, 1 bone at a time? Feeling that articulation, try to keep the hips up nice and level, nice and high. Maybe lift them 1 inch higher. For your last 2 here, on the last 1, you're going to hold the heels nice and high. We're going to send the hips 1 inch down, 1 inch up. 1 inch down, 1 inch up. Ideally, you're exhaling on the way up. You'll feel the glutes engage even more. Feel the support in the back body. You're drawing the navel in towards the spine to protect your low back. Think about scooping the pubic bone up towards the belly button as you pulse for 3, 4, 2. Last 1. Hold it up there. I'm already starting to shake. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1, peel the spine all the way down. Relax back to your neutral and lower those heels down. Great work here. We're going to come into some core here next. What you're going to do is take that ball and place the ball behind the left knee, grabbing onto that ball and placing the left foot right back down. So you're hanging onto that ball, giving it that nice squeeze, finding that hamstring curl with your left leg. You're going to bring the right leg up to a tabletop position. Hold neutral spine as much as you can. All you're going to do is bend and stretch. Exhale, send the right leg long. Inhale, back to table. Exhale, send it long. Inhale, back to table. Finding the lowest part of your core here. Keeping those ribs and hips locked together. Finding your breath, finding your support. Warming up the hip here so that we can engage those deepest layers of core. You're going to do 3 more like this, 2 more like this, On the last one, hold that right leg nice and long. Hands come behind the nape of the neck. You're gonna peel up into your ab curl. Once you're in your ab curl, you're gonna send the left leg this time up to table and then back down. Up to table and then back down. Finding that support for your core. Now can you keep the toe floating in these toe taps? Keep the squeeze on that ball. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. We're here for 1. Go ahead and ground that left foot. Keeping the right leg long. Head, neck, shoulders comes right back down for the mat. Right arm down by your side. Left arm reaches long up overhead. You're going to keep the right leg and the left arm straight. You're going to take a big inhale. On the exhale, kick that leg up. Reach for those toes. Inhale, peel it back down. Exhale, curl it up. Reach. Inhale, peel it back down. Now, ideally here, you want to draw the back of the belly button all the way down in for the mat. Feeling that gentle twist across the core, can you reach for the outside of that right foot? Finding the strength across your obliques. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. Use your breath. Last one, hold it up there for 3, for 2, for 1. Peel it all the way down. You can relax. Guess what? We've got 2 sides. Same little core series on the other side. Taking that ball out from underneath the left leg and bringing that ball underneath the right knee. Grabbing on, find that nice squeeze first, and then place the right foot back down. Taking that nice big inhale, exhale, peel the left leg up to that tabletop position. Notice your hips, they're still, they're stable. Right now you're in neutral. Your hips, your pubic bone, they're on the same plane. Keeping the head, neck, chest down here first. Let's warm up the hip. Exhale, send the left leg out long, 45. Inhale, pull it back in. Now you might feel like, oh, this isn't too difficult. I want you to try to create your own resistance. So what that means is you're engaging through every muscle of your leg, feeling that tone as you draw the knee back in. Imagine there's a wall there trying to prevent the knee from coming back to that tabletop position. We'll do 3 more of these. We'll do 2 more of these. And then after that last one, you'll reach the left leg long, hold the left leg out long. Bringing the hands behind the nape of the neck for support. Tucking that chin down, find your ab curl. Can you keep neutral for this portion of the series? You're going to pick the right leg up to tabletop, hold that squeeze, lower it back down, relax. Pick it up to tabletop, squeeze, bring it back down. See if you can leave the toe floating here. Find that deep engagement across the obliques. Core on the opposite side has to hang on. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. And then for 1, relax that right foot down. Head, neck, chest lowers. Right arm up above the head, arm and leg stay straight. Take a big inhale. Exhale, pick them up, reach for the outside of that left foot, and then peel it back down. Think 1 bone at a time, more core, more control. You're still creating that resistance. There's work in both directions. You might be inclined to just let yourself drop with gravity. Work hard to resist the urge to let that gravity take over. We're going to do 3 more of these. That belly button's drawing down. And then 1 more here. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Relax all the way down. Hug those knees into the chest. You can take that ball away here. We're going to come into our side lying series here. Next, you'll roll right on up. I'm going to start with the right leg. So I'm lying on the right side of my body. Coming into position here. This ball is going to come underneath the rib cage on your right side. You're dropping down to your forearm. But what I want you to notice is that you want your elbow and your spine, including your tailbone, in line with the back half of your mat. Your toes, they're going to be pointing towards the front top corner of the mat. So they're in front of you. you attack. What this is going to do is help you to stabilize across the hips, keep them nice and still, nice and steady. Now this ball, there's your cue. You always want to be pressing through the forearm, lifting up out of the shoulders, finding that strength across the obliques there, really tuning into the fact that you're not sinking down into that ball. So lifting up, I'm going to bring my top arm to my hip. If you feel like you need more balance, just bring it right down in front of you. We're going to do a lift and lower on that top leg. Simply lift and lower. Now notice my knee, my toe on that top side. It's pointing forward. You might find that you have less range of motion if the knee and the toe are pointing up towards the sky. You would be able to lift higher. That's not the goal. Shaping the side part of the glute. You're reaching the top leg as if it's longer than the bottom leg. It's just going to help you find more obliques. Now you're pressing down with the bottom leg, anchoring across the bottom side. It's just going to find engagement through both sides of the body. We're here for 3, for 2. Hold it up there. We're going to do what's called hot potato. Tap the toe to the front. Draw a little rainbow shape. Tap it to the back. Now notice your weight's going to want to shift here. You have to work hard pressing into that forearm in order to maintain stability. You're breathing as you move. Finding the work across the core as well as the hip. We're doing 2 more in each direction. 1 more, pause with that leg back. Now keep it back. You're going to do that same lift and lower with the leg behind you. Finding your core, finding your center. Your hip, it's an extension here, so you're going to feel more work in the glute. It's inevitable. You're going to start to draw a little circle back. Finding your breath here. Noticing that strength across your glute. Make the circle come from the thigh bone, the hip, as opposed to from the toe. Reverse that circle. Moving as slow or as quick as you need to find that control in your center. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1, those feet come back together. You're going to bend the knees here. You want your feet in line with your seat. So the feet are also coming towards the back corner of the mat here. You're going to open the knees, keep the feet together, toe to toe. Your knees come together, toes separate, knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee. I want you to try to make this move fluid. Feel almost as if a wave in the ocean as you bring the knees together, toes together. As opposed to just moving rigidly, find the scoop across the hip to make both moves happen. Strengthening in both directions. For 3, for 2, and then for 1, drop that knee down. Give your glute a little pat. Nice recovery there. We're taking the ball away. You're going to rest the ball underneath your top hand. You're going to lie all the way down onto your side here. You're going to bring the legs into what we call tabletop, so the shins are in line with the front half of the mat this time. Keeping those knees bent, can you open the entire top leg so the toe goes with you this time, and then place it back down with control. My toe goes with me this time, and I place it back down, opening in that fire hydrant shape that we often do on all fours. Gravity is in a different place this time, so we're working a different area of the glute. Exhale each time you open. Try to keep the hips still. So your top hip is going to want to move with you. Work hard to keep it in place. Strengthening the arm here by keeping that firm pressure in the ball. Hold that leg up there. You're going to flex your foot, drive through the heel. Keep the upper half of the leg still. Unfold, refold. Unfold, refold. Finding the strength across the quad while you're here. Finding that center core connection, always. Drawing it in for 3 more. For 2 more. On the last one, bend the knee, point the toe. You're going to pulse your knee towards the ball, towards that top hand. For 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, last 2, last 1. Flex the foot. Last thing here, we're hinging our thigh back. Your thigh comes all the way back until you feel your glute engage, until you want to come off of balance. Hinge the thigh forward. So this time the lower half of your leg stays still. You're moving from the hip, from the glute, lifting up and away. Create a little mouse house underneath the bottom side of your body, your obliques. You still want to think about that top hip stacked right on top of the bottom. We're here for 3 more. Really press it back. For 2 more, drive through that heel, ignite the back body, the posture. And for 1, relax it down. Give yourself that little recovery here. We're coming back up onto our forearm, but the ball is not coming under the rib cage this time. You're going to extend the bottom leg out long. The top leg, knee, is going to rest on the ball, pressing down with that top knee into the ball, lifting up out of those obliques, nice long neck while you're here. Coming to our inner thighs. You're going to lift the bottom leg up, squeeze, lower down. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Think about the heel driving up for the sky. You'll find more inner thighs driving through the heel, your center midline. Finding your core, finding your breath while you're here. Notice that deep connection, same inner thigh connection we found while we started lying down on the mat, squeezing the ball. So it's deep, it's internal. Focus on creating your own resistance. Turn it into a little baby circle. Try to keep your balance. Circle is teeny tiny here for 4, for 3, for 2. Reverse your circle here for 4. Notice if one direction felt easier, harder than the other. Last 2, last 1, let that go. We're going to bring the ball now in between the inner thighs. Listen carefully, we're coming into a variation of a side plank. We're going to come up all the way onto our hand, long arm. But if you need a variation that's not good for your wrists, stay on that forearm. So you're bringing your palm down, ball in between those inner thighs. Our knees stay nice and bent here. Half side plank. Press the hips up. Find a long diagonal line. Your hand's going to stay on your hip here to start. You're just going to squeeze and release on that ball. So notice the bottom side stays still. You're grounding, pressing up and away through the shoulder. Top thigh is moving to find that engagement. Drawing the navel in towards the spine for 3, for 2, for 1. Hold that squeeze. Top hand comes behind the head here. Hip dips. Dip that hip down. Pop it up. Keep that squeeze on the ball. Pressing away through the entire hand. Clawing through the fingers. We're here for 4. We're here for 3. Find that bottom side strengthening. Last one, hold the hips up nice and high. You're going to take a twist. Keep the hips pointing towards the front. Drop the elbow down. Close your chest. Open back up with control. There's your obliques. Drop the chest down and then open back up. It's an exhale. Find that twist across the core like you're wringing out a wet rag. Inhaling to unfold. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. And then last one, open it up, hold for 3, for 2, for 1, relax it down. Taking that ball out from in between those inner thighs. You're gonna turn so that you're on your knees here. Now the ball is optional for this next exercise. You're gonna come onto your hands and your knees. A little bit different. The heels of your hands are grounding firmly into the sides of that ball. You want the ball of your hand and the fingertips to be on the mat as much as they can be here. Tops of your feet, they're pressing down into the mat, and you're on those knees feeling supported. You're gonna send the hips forward, finding a half plank here. Find the strength across your core. Bend the elbows, chest comes down towards that ball. Narrow push up. Exhale, press away. Now turn on your seat while you're here. Find that scoop across your core. Hollow upper body. Finding that instability, the ball's just gonna challenge you more here for 3 more. Keep that heart reaching out in front of you. Last one, hold it down for 3, for 2, for 1, press it up, sit back, child's pose. Find length through the back half of your body. And then come up to a seated position when you are ready here. Seated position, you're gonna take that ball, we're gonna wedge the ball behind our tailbone here. So you wanna be sitting up on that front edge of the ball. So similar to how you had a tad of your hand up on it, your tailbone is supported there. Feet, they're hip distance apart. Knees are bent, just how we started class, but this time you're sitting up. Feel nice and tall through the spine. Reach the arms out in front of you like Frankenstein. We're taking a half roll back. Big inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Start to lean into the ball. Feel your hips draw in towards your ribs. Keep the chest nice and proud, nice and open. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, roll it back. Keep that gaze forward. Keep that chest open. And then come up nice and tall. Creating a J shape of the spine as you scoop the tailbone under, as opposed to a C curve. Finding those hips connecting in towards those ribs. We'll do 1 more, hold it back there. Now while you're holding, you're gonna reach the right arm up towards the sky, lower it down. Without changing the shape of your spine, left arm reaches up, lowers down. Alternating sides, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Finding that shake across your core. 1 more on each side. Hold those arms in front of you, big inhale. Exhale, both arms lift, keep the chin down. Look up at those fingertips with only the eyes, keep the chin down. Whole front surface of the body starts to shake. It's our earthquake. For 3, for 2, for 1, sit up nice and tall. Gonna add on to that. You'll take the ball, roll it towards the small of your back. It's supporting you in that C curve. You're already in your half roll back shape, and those arms come in front of you. Take an inhale. On the exhale, send the right leg up to tabletop. Take an inhale. On the exhale, left leg meets the right leg, both legs in tabletop. Hold this strong tabletop shape, drawing the navel in towards the spine. Lifting both arms up overhead. Taking a peek at those fingertips, keeping the chin down. Holding here for 6, for 5. Keep breathing for 3. For 2, for 1, let that go. Beautiful work. We're gonna do our side lying hip and oblique series on the other side here. So this time you're lying on the left side of your body. That ball, it's coming underneath the rib cage here, and your forearm is pressing down into the mat. Remember, you want your toes towards the front edge of your mat. Your entire spine, including your tailbone, is in line with the back edge of the mat. You're pressing out and away through that left forearm, imagining that right leg is longer than the left. Notice how that stacks your hips. Starting with our lift and lower, your toe is pointed here, lifting and lowering, keeping the knee and the foot facing towards the front. You're not in that external rotation. You're lifting only as high as you can maintain that connection to your obliques. So lifting only as high as the top side of your body stays long. Finding that exhale as you lift ideally, but as long as you're breathing, I'm happy. Constantly drawing that navel in towards the spine. We're here for 3, for 2. Hold it up there, hot potato, tap it to the front. Draw that little rainbow, tap it to the back. Notice if you have more or less range of motion in your hip on this side. Most likely, both sides of your body are different. So your hot potato might be smaller, might be larger on this side. Please always listen to your body. Keeping those hips as level as you can to find it more from the glute, the thigh bone working here, as opposed to the toe. And then next time you're back there, hold it back, lift and lower. You really feel the side of the glute sculpting here on this exercise. You're carving out those nice lines, those nice muscles. Finding that long, lean shape, reaching the toe as far back as it'll go. And then turning that into a circle here. Whichever direction you want to go first is just fine. Hanging on to that lower body, belly for stability. And then reversing the direction of the circle for 4. Really nice work for 2. For 1, bring that foot in, lower down, relax. We're going to bend the knees here towards the front edge of the mat. The feet, remember first, we want them in line with the seat back of the mat. We're coming into our knee to knee, toe to toe. You open up the knees, find this diamond butterfly shape. Now draw the knees together, open up the toes. External rotation. Internal rotation. It's toe to toe, it's knee to knee. Now try to make this fluid here, like a wave in the ocean, drawing that circle as if you had a paintbrush on the front edge of your knee. Finding that press through the forearm here. We're doing 3 more. We're doing 2 more. And then after that last one, give yourself a nice little tap, nice little release. We're taking that ball away, but you're keeping the top hand firmly grounded onto that ball. You're going to lie all the way down onto your side, pressing into that ball, find tabletop. Imagine you're sitting in a chair here, so the knee and the ankles finding that 90-degree angle. Instead of opening the knees, keeping the toes together, you're going to open that whole top leg up, aiming to keep that shin nice and still and stable. You're exhaling to open, inhaling to close. You feel the side part of your glute working hard here as you open. Think about opening that door, keeping the hips still steady as you move. Exhaling as you lift for 3 more, for 2 more. On the last one, hold it up there, flex that foot. Keep the top part of the leg still. Unfold, kick it long, fold back to that 90-degree angle. Unfold, kick it long, fold back to that 90-degree angle. Keep your core on. Keep that happy bunny tail reaching back behind you. It's hard to maintain a neutral spine here. Your tailbone wants to tuck under. Really resist that urge for 3. For 2, and for 1, bend the knee, point that toe. Pulse the knee in towards the ball, the top hand. For 6, for 5, find your core here. For 3, for 2, for 1 last thing here, pause, flex the foot, hinge the thigh back,
pressing away a wall behind you. Hinge that thigh back to 90 degrees. Press that foot away, pulse. Come back in through center, really grounding across that bottom leg, drawing in through the lowest abdominals, finding that little squeeze in your glute. That's when you know you've gone far enough. We're doing 3 more of these. We're doing 2 more of these, and then just 1 more here. Lower it down, relax. Coming back to that forearm here, you know what's next. Kick that bottom leg long. Top knee rests on the ball. Your foot, it's just relaxed. Your bottom foot is flexed while you are here. You're gonna lift that heel up towards the sky, lower down, lift up, find inner thighs. Lower down, squeezing through that center, through that pelvic floor, lifting up through that side body. You're in a mini side plank here. Start to turn it into a circle, drawing that circle with the heel, noticing if you have more or less range of motion on this side, and then reversing the direction of that circle. Think about lifting up as you draw around, lifting up to find that inner thigh for 3, for 2, and for 1, relax it down. Bending the knees, the ball is coming in between the inner thighs here. Know that you are absolutely welcome to stay on your forearm for our half side plank. If you're coming all the way up to a long arm plank, firmly ground through the hand, clawing through the fingers. Top hand comes on the hips, press it up, side plank on those knees. Keep those feet separated while you're here, long diagonal line, neck is long. Top thigh open, squeeze, open and squeeze. You're finding your core here. You're finding your pelvic floor, lifting up through that hammock of muscles that reaches from hip bone to hip bone. Finding that squeeze in your deepest layers, finding the support in the bottom side torso. For 3, for 2, hold that squeeze. Hip dips. Lower your hip all the way down towards the mat. Pop it up using that bottom side oblique. Lower it down. You're lifting further than your diagonal line. So lift as high as you can in those hips. Finding that strength across your lat. Drawing the shoulder down out of the ear. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. On the last one, you're going to hold it up there. Your top hand comes behind the head. We're taking those oblique twists. You're going to start to close the chest, drawing the chest down for the mat. Your elbow comes in. Keep those hips pointing towards the front. Unfold. So think about moving from the heart region of your spine and then unwinding. You find that strength, that twist at the bottom. Unfold with just as much control. Remember, there's always work in both directions. Maintain that squeeze on the ball as much as you can. We're doing 2 more here. And then after that last one here, you're going to hold that side plank for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lower all the way down. Shake out those shoulders. We're lying back down on our back, how we started class. This time, take the ball into your hands. Feet are grounded, knees are bent, both separated about that hip distance apart, 2 fist distance apart. You're taking the ball. It's going underneath your tailbone. So you'll pick up the hips, placing the ball right there underneath your tailbone. You want your tailbone in the center of the ball. This is where the ball, not being filled up all the way, is going to come in handy. Find your neutral spine. I'm going to move my arms just so you can see. My low back is lifted quite a bit off of the mat here because I'm aiming for the hips and pubic bone on that level plane. We're going to drop into our imprint here. Keep the glutes loose. Draw the back of the belly button down all the way for the mat. And then pop back up into that neutral. So you're drawing the hips in towards the ribs, tucking the tailbone under without the glutes turning on, and then rolling back into that neutral. It's an exhale to draw it in, find those deepest layers of core. It's an inhale to find neutral. Now notice the sides of your neck may want to tense up here. Try to keep them as relaxed as you can. Hamstrings, glutes, they're not coming into play here. It's the deepest layers of the core, the pelvic floor. You might feel this lift across hip bone to hip bone as you drop into that imprint shape. Our pelvic rocks here. Imagine there's a marble here between the hips and the pubic bone. You're trying to roll that marble all the way for the belly button and then roll it back. We're here for 3 more. We're here for 2 more. And then for 1 more, find neutral, hold neutral. Remember that support between the ribs and the hips. Can you create that sensation in the obliques without moving? You're going to send the right leg up to tabletop. Notice I keep neutral. My left leg comes up to tabletop. Notice I'm still in neutral. Finding a little balance here across the core. Can you lift the arms 2 inches up away from the mat? Keep that control across the core. Can you lift the arms all the way up towards the sky? Feel how you start to shake. We're here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lower those arms all the way down. Rest the feet 1 foot at a time back to the mat. You're going to pick up the hips, take the ball into your hands. You're reaching both legs out long here. Once both legs are out long, you're going to take the ball and put the ball just underneath your left cheek. It's going to feel odd. You're in this tipped over kind of position. Both legs are long here. You're grounding the right glute as much as you can. You're going to reach the left arm up overhead. Stretch the left leg, left arm as far as you can for opposite sides of the room. This is going to be a nice release for the psoas. Wind us down. Sending that heart rate down. Getting back to your breath. Slowing everything down, feeling that nice stretch. Now really sink into that ball as much as you can. We're taking 2 more full breaths here. 1 more full breath here. You're going to bring the arm down, take the ball away. Notice how much more grounded that left side now feels. Same thing on the right. Taking the ball, placing it just underneath the right cheek there. Bringing your right leg down long. You feel off balance here to start. Try to ground across that right side as much as you can. Reach your right arm long overhead. Right arm, right leg, they're reaching for opposite directions. You're aiming the arm and leg as heavy as you can, feeling this opening across the front of your hip, sinking into it, finding your breath, slowing down the heart rate, melting into it. We always talk about muscle tension, muscle tone. Can you take all of those thoughts away? Erase them from your mind here for a second. 2 more breaths on this side. And then 1 more breath on this side. Take that ball away. You're going to hug your knees all the way in towards your chest. I like to press down with the ball just to give myself a little bit more feedback. Tailbone anchoring so long. Curl the head, neck, chest up to meet the knees. Feel the spine stretch here. Lower back down with control. Curl it up, spine stretch here. Lower down with control. This time, curl the head up. Make your way to a seated position. 1 last
thing here. You're gonna lie down on your belly. You've got that ball with you. It's coming underneath the hands here. Your feet, they're turned out. Your pubic bones pressing down firmly into the mat. Arms are gonna go long. You're pressing into the ball with your hands. Notice how your head is floating here. Take an inhale. On the exhale, you're gonna press into the ball, roll it towards you. Lifting up into a swan here. Feel the chest open. And then lower back down, roll that ball away. You're lifting up head, neck, chest, shine the heart through the shoulders, and then lower down. Keep the core on and active here to protect the spine. We're opening up the front half of the body just how we opened up the back half of the body. We're doing 2 more here. Opening up, lowering all the way down. 1 more here, open up, lift high, 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 hold it for 3, for 2, for 1, lower back down. Make your way to a seated position here. Great work on the mat today. Just that tiny little prop can do so much for us. Hope you feel strong, strengthened, but deep in that core, in that center. Feel stretched, feel long, and take that with you through the rest of your day. Hope to see you on the mat here again soon. Thanks for joining me.